Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Um, this channel is basically going to be a channel where I talk and do basically everything Pokemon. The reason I wanted to make this channel is because I just think it has the chance to separate from something that I've been doing for a while. Basically, I've always had a passion in content creation and making YouTube videos and that kind of stuff. I have a channel that I've had for over 10 years at this point. Um, that has, I mean, it's only got like 200 subscribers, but it's just been whatever I was doing at any given time in my life, whatever I had passion for, a bunch of different projects and different games, different challenges, a bunch of different stuff like that. It's been something that I've always enjoyed doing when I enjoyed doing it, so there's always like long breaks in between and this and that, but I've always had a passion for making content and stuff like that. And then for Pokemon in particular, I've played the games my whole entire life. Although I never played or collected that much of the Pokemon TCG, I have a lot of experience in TCGs in general. Play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh growing up and that kind of stuff, and then Pokemon played, and I have more than nine. I've more knowledge on Pokemon itself than like 99% of the people that have channels like this probably. I've played it and grinded and done so much, whether it was Pokemon Go or like the actual games or this or that. I just always kind of steered away from the TCG. It wasn't always the most interesting thing to me, but as someone who's got back into collectibles and that kind of stuff in the past like 6 months or so, it's something that I've really enjoyed getting back into. Um, and if I'm being honest with you, um, this channel might struggle because it's gonna be a little bit of everything, but it's okay if it struggles because it's gonna be what I want it to be. Um, it's gonna be a little bit of ripping. It's gonna be a little bit of quote unquote investing. I don't really want to be like one of those invest bro people or whatever. I don't want to say, oh, this is gonna go up 200% in a year. You need to buy this. Blah blah blah. Like realistically, everyone that's doing that is just fucking speculating. You can put your best foot forward, but no one really knows. There's definitely educated guesses. There's definitely numbers you can look behind and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's very volatile. And as long as you buy things that you enjoy, whether it's sealed or cards or whatever, it doesn't really matter what the price of it is or if it goes up or if it goes down. There are certain things that I have that are purely for collectible reasons. There are certain things that I have that are purely in my mind what I think can be the best investments. And then there's things that I have that are literally I'm buying them so that way in a couple years I can open them and have it be like a fun experience for like a quarter of the price of what it would probably be to open it then. So like I have like three different tiers. So this channel is supposed to be a lot of ripping. It's going to be, some sealed collection like updates or anything like that. Maybe potential investment things that I think really are like being overlooked or this or that. Um, and also hoping to be con POVs, whether it be buyer or seller. That's something I've definitely been thinking about more recently. I think it's going to be really an interesting thing. I'm almost 90% sure like I'm going to at least try it. And from the outside in, I think it's one of those things where I'm putting it into my brain now that I need to try it at least like 2 or 3 times because it can very easily be one of those things that I just have such a bad experience the first time that is very off-putting and I don't want to do it again. So if I'm gonna commit to trying this, I'm gonna have to commit to trying it a couple of times because I think it's one of those things that's gonna have a lot of growing pains, and I think I could have a really bad first experience. So when I'm like trying to see if I want to do this and those kinds of things, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna give it a fair shot and do it a couple times. But I think that would be really cool to make content for that kind of stuff. I think it would be really cool. And if I'm being honest with you, like I said, I've been getting back into it from an investment standpoint, from a collectible standpoint, from a like just like all the different things, they all interest me in different ways. So I think it's going to be hard for me to maintain sealed investments, sealed collectibles, what would be in anything that I took to a show that I would be willing to sell and or not to sell. Personal collection items, like all that kind of stuff is going to be kind of jumbled around and will probably change pretty often, but that's kind of the point. And the plan just kind of, you know, having a way of putting it out there and showing the history and all of the different transactions and all the different stuff that kind of goes on. Um, so yeah, and if we're being honest, dude, I've seen over the past, because like I said, I've been watching so much. It's basically like all I'm watching right now. I've been watching so many like investing people or ripping people or this or that. There's been so many random people that have started uploading these videos like a couple months ago, and they randomly have like 2 to 3 thousand subs, and it's just the most fucking boring, basic videos. But everybody is just so interested in this hobby, and everybody is just so bullish on everything right now that these fucking nerds that are just making like fucking booster box tier lists when they have $1,000 worth of sealed investments and fucking like like 2 hours played into Pokemon Sword and Shield like one time, and then they didn't like it, so they stopped playing it. Like these people that don't know about Pokemon and don't even have a lot of money into it, like they're making these tier list videos on the best booster boxes to invest in, and they're getting thousands of subs and just like so many thousands of watches on those videos. It's like, dude, I could easily fucking do that and at least be like a little bit more interesting or at least like personable. I mean, I'm just a dude who's been working 2 jobs trying to save up as much money while also scratching his itch of opening packs while also trying to keep things sealed while also like I think I think it's just a lot more personable, especially if I try to start doing card shows and stuff like that. I hope to show like the actual, the process behind it all and that kind of stuff. And I think it should be interesting. I'm very interested and excited to be excited again to upload YouTube videos. Like I said, I've had a channel for 10 years, and every time I get excited to upload videos, it you know the videos I put out are higher quality. Maybe not to the standards I would even like to do, but at least higher quality than some of the other stuff I do. And you know, so yeah, I think hopefully some people enjoy, and hopefully I can grow to be one of those 3,000 subscriber fucking idiots that barely started uploading a month ago, but they just have like they're just making a couple $100s off of YouTube videos out of nowhere because Pokemon's just that big right now. Like honestly, if I'm being honest with you, that would be pretty cool. But I hope to stay past um, whenever this insane market does cool down a little bit. I'm not saying it's gonna pop or there's a bubble. Or I'm not even gonna get into all that shit right now. I'm not fucking. I hope to never get into that shit at all. But I'm just saying I hope to continue to have that passion for it as I go forward, especially if I get into like vending and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically it. I'll probably have Black Bolt White Flare opening tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but like Saturday. I'll probably open it tomorrow when I get home from work, but it'll be so late by the time I get home that I probably won't get the video up till Saturday. But I have 1 or 2 videos that I'm thinking about doing on some things that I've been buying recently, and then I'll have the black and white opening, and then I just have a couple other ideas in mind, and I think making its own channel and having the chance for it to be something else than what I've been doing for years on my other channel, which have had like slight moments of catching fire a little bit, and maybe if I would have kept pushing in that same direction, I could have caught a little traction. But I think it's easier to catch traction on something like this if it was a completely fresh channel and that kind of stuff. So that's the idea behind it. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you subscribe. And if you have any comments about what you would like to see or the transparency in it all or any of that kind of stuff, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.